and all business being done with the United States of America.
The president also posted about tariffs on Truth Social, writing, "We're screwed if the Supreme Court rules he exceeded his authority imposing the tariffs on imports from around the world." In a few hours, the justices consider another controversial case.
Well, the question before the court is whether states have the right to keep women's sports limited to women.
Kristen Wagner is CEO of the Alliance Defending Freedom, co-counsel to Idaho and West Virginia, which are challenging lower court rulings against their transgender sports laws.
Trans-identified student athletes feel they were unfairly banned from the sport that aligns with their gender identity. And Idaho and West Virginia are among nearly 30 states with laws that stop biological men from taking part in girls' sports in public school and colleges.
Fox's Alexandria Hoff outside the Supreme Court. The anti-ICE protests rage on in Minneapolis, clashing with federal agents after last week's deadly shooting. And now Minnesota is suing the Trump administration to stop what Democrats call an ICE invasion, wanting courts to stop the immigration enforcement. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons tells Fox,
"We only are increasing our numbers because ICE agents are getting attacked due to the lack of policies that Minnesota has."
America's listening to Fox News.
The Mitch Wright Plumbing, Heating, and Air News Desk. Here's what you need to know.
Good morning. A crash still on Holmes Road and Crumpler. Police are down there on the scene. We did get a new crash here in Midtown.
Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, before I get started, we'll give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hawashai, Ba'ashem, Wadash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being an example to Israel. All right, man, the elect. I want to say peace and blessings to the hope they look on the four corners, presenting the truth and sincerity. All right, that great song, the Spread the Bar. I just come with another little installment, radio station, edification. All right, as you just heard, all right, going into those trans, which is fulfill prophecy, all right, as if they declare they sin in Sodom, all right, and they hide it not, all right, because laws has been put in place to protect these type of people. Legislations have been put in place to protect this type of act, all right, and we know according to the scriptures, all right, that's worthy of death. But where we at? We're in the land of the wicked. All right? Thy habitation is in the midst of deceit. So our people have been deceived to believe that this type of act, all right, is okay. All right? But it's not. Because once, not for once, but when you go into this act, all right, it leads to death. It don't lead to life. It lead to death. And that's all that they promote. All right, that's why it's known as Babylon. That's why it's known as spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt. All right, because all these different kind of empires all put in one, which make it, all right, a pot of confusion. So let me turn it back up. The Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters be edified, while I let louder and like say another installment of radio station edification.
Memphis Morning News. Tim's got a pop quiz in about 10 minutes. Gonna pop that quiz on you. It's not really a pop quiz if you know what time it's coming, right?
That's true. And it is open book to an extent that's as quickly as you can Google. Yes.
Also, we've got the Executive Director of Taxpayer Protection Alliance coming on around 7:35. What's up with that, Tim?
All right, this morning, actually, he's going to be talking about a handful of topics. One of those regarding Donald Trump is going to be regarding mortgage rates. Also going to be talking about tariffs, Obamacare subsidies, and then also talking, and perhaps got a little bit of time about that big Paramount streaming merger too. So we're going to be talking about a handful of things this morning.
How long have we got him on for? An hour?
We're going to squeeze about 15 minutes of conversation into about 9 or 10 probably.
Yeah, and Trump, like he just declared, anybody that's dealing with Iran, 1448, small shot. Anyone that's dealing with Iran, right? He gonna put a 25% tariff on them, which he already have 50% tariffs on certain nations, right? So just like in the form of Most High Yahweh harden his heart, all right? because it's only gonna make the nations mad, and it's only gonna put us in a bad predicament. See, those terms is not helping us. You know what I'm saying? It's not helping us, not benefiting us. It's taking away from us. All right? But like I say, this is another form of the Most High Yahweh, hardened Pharaoh hard. We know the modern day Pharaoh is the elites. All right? Let's turn it back up.
706 here, 901-683-0989. Plenty to talk about here this morning. I just want to, earlier at the last bit of the 6 o'clock hour, we were talking about Smoke Slam announcing that they're not coming back this year. I don't know if they'll be back next year or not, but there was negotiations with Paul Young's administration, Forward Momentum, which is the promoter who is behind Memphis Fest. They were tapped by the city and signed a partnership to put on Smoke Slam. The Memphis River Parks Partnership. And they were hoping that they had invited, I heard this weeks ago, that they had invited.
Well, they ain't talking about not considering the prophecy, man. So, this is Alright, so this is this is Isaiah 41. Alright. Alright, let me this is Habakkuk. Alright, this is Habakkuk 2:1. It says, and I will stand upon my watch, all right, and set me upon the tower. And that tower represents the prophets, all right, that's on the highways and the hedges, all right, even in the form of doing lessons and sit-downs. All right, that's considered a tower, because here it is when we watch, all right, the news, we watch these different outlets, all right, concerning prophecies. What we do, we come on the lesson, the videos, all right, we bring the information out, all right, to give those that have ears to hear and eyes to see the protection, which is this word coming in the form of a shield. All right? And it says, and I will watch to see what he shall say unto me. So we get these certain articles, certain news come across our feeds. All right, we're able to break it down and make sense of it. All right? And I shall answer when I am reproved. Right? And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table. And that vision going into prophecy. As we just heard, how Trump is getting down, how he trying to go into Iran, all right? He trying to go into Denmark, all right? So basically, what he doing is he's stirring up war, all right? Because remember, as in art imitates life, how long can you pick on somebody till they just go crazy? Till they defend themselves. And we're in that time now that these nations, all right, have girded up, all right, war in their heart. But that could be a prophecy, right? When the Most High Yahweh said that, let the weak say I'm strong. We see it. We seeing the weak say they strong. All right? But it says, and the Lord said, Yahweh said, right, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that read of it. All right? That means he that have the understanding can go throughout and teach others, spread the word. All right? And it says, for that vision is yet for an appointed time. See, it's an appointed time. All right? And we know that time is near. That's why we're seeing the things happening in the earth the way it's happening. We seeing how Trump, all right, being a fucking madman, all right, within the other nations. Why? Because we at the appointed time that the Most High Yahweh going to cast his spirit, all right, upon, all right, the rulers. All right? But it says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. How is it speaking? You starting to see it. All right, something that you can't deny anymore. Right? And it says, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's how the Lord, all right, words are being made known daily as being faithful and true. Now let's turn this up a little more. Let's see what they're talking about now concerning prophecy.
They wanted their goat yoga. They wanted their little coffee in the morning stuff. They wanted their movies on the Beale Street landing. I mean, if you want to talk about the way
they still talking about Memphis shit. All right, so this verse 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up in him, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right, because Esau Edom is a proud man. All right, he's not a reasonable man. The scripture says if he do it good, he do it unwillingly, because this devil is unreasonable. He can't reason. All he know is death, robbery, and murder. All right, he do not hate blood. He love blood. They are bloodthirsty. All right. So it says, behold, his soul going to his spirit, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. But the just, which the just represent the elect, what shall live by faith? Why is the just going to live by faith? All right, because here it is, the time is coming. All right, that he gonna make war. All right, with the remnant, the seed, which going into the elect, man. He gonna make war with Israel, man. These unrighteous laws and decrees, we ain't seen nothing yet. All right, what we seen in Minnesota, Indianapolis, what's going on in Chicago. They doing all these riots and marches and protests. They did one in Memphis Saturday. You ain't seen nothing yet. All right, because here it is, the Most High Yahweh gonna allow him to bring that wrath. All right, and this consists of what? Murder, death, starvation. That's going to famine. Pestilence, evil, dangerous times. But we're going to have to live by faith. Faith in who? Faith in what? All right? The words of the Lord. Because that's the only how we're going to be able to escape, all right, the evil plans of the wicked. All right, let's turn it up. Let's see what they're talking about.
And what birds were they looking for specifically?
I don't know, but the whole point is that they designed a park for the people who live on the bluff and those in the downtown community. They got the park they wanted because it's their park.
Yeah. Anyway, so this verse 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine, and that wine is not speaking about some yayan. All right, that wine going to his philosophies. All right, as his words being smoother than butter. All right, and here it is. These nations have been drunk. All right, Israel have been drunk. You see? That's why I say be sober, be vigilant. All right, sober mean, hey, you can't be dealing and dwelling in all these types of philosophies and these books and, these different types of religions. No. All right, be sober, be vigilant. Why? Because the devil, which is Esau Edom, the adversary, all right, seeking whom he may devour. How he gonna do that? By his unrighteous decrees and unrighteous laws. See, because time is coming that in order to work, you're gonna have to have something that go against the Lord, that go against humanity. If you want to work, if you want to keep your car, you want to keep your job, you want to keep your, your house. See, you're gonna have to cooperate. But we rather obey who? The Most High Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, rather than who? Rather than man. All right? But this how the devil transgressed though, through his philosophies, man. All right, the order that he put out, the lies that he put forth, just to reel you in, all right, and to trap you. So it said, yea, also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. You see that? He is a proud man. Neither keep it at home, who enlarges his desire as hell. All right, meaning a bad place, man. All right, everywhere Esau go, death follow him. And it says that he is as death. It cannot be satisfied, right? But he built to him all nations, and he built to him all people. And by the way, he gonna do that and try to fulfill that is what? The RFID chip, the MOTB, right? So we seeing the come up, all right, of the New World Order, but these things had to be put in place. These things have to happen. Chaos got to erupt. You know what I'm saying? Bad times have to come, but it's definitely gonna have order out of the chaos that he causing. All right, gotta happen. All right, so let's see what they're talking about now.
Such a vast array of music styles, local, national, international. That was a ridiculous argument. And
by the way, putting the hills out there, isn't that making it less inclusive for the disabled? Out of Tomley Park?
Yeah, it's a good thought. And here's the thing. So now there's that void, and what does free market do? It fills the void.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end this radio station edification. You know, we're gonna come back and do another little lesson because I got time. So Lord willing, y'all brothers and sisters was edified. Next time, Shalom, Baba Baba, may the Lord team bless y'all morning.